Broads Media.
Yes! 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 Dave Dombrowski took the first step correctly in this offseason. Go bring back Aaron Nola. The guy gives us 200 plus strikeouts. He gives you 200 plus innings. Yes! Yes! $172 million over 7 years, which puts the AAV at 24.5. This is outstanding. Outstanding. There's no reason to not like this. He's a big game pitcher. He shows up in the postseason. The window is right now. You want to win a championship? The time is the next couple of years. And Aaron Nola fits the mold. I don't care about the length. The length fits the same exact window as all the other big contracts we have. They're not delusional to think that his ability to grab the ball every fifth day, it's not going anywhere. That's part of Aaron Nola. The guy's a machine, and he may have some faulty stuff that happens throughout a regular season game, but I wonder, one, have they figured out an adjustment because he was a different animal in the playoffs, and I think it's really ridiculous to think the only thing that changed was where he was looking at the pitch clock. But look, there was something different about the way he dominated in the postseason compared to the regular season. If it happened to be he was looking elsewhere, then so be it. There's probably more to it. And I wonder how much stress and pressure, knowing that the offseason's going to be loud, it'll be noisy. There's a lot. There's an unknown going on. Where are you going to bring your family? Well, now you don't have to worry about it. Here's a big chunk of change. Here's 7 years. You'll end up being a Philadelphia Philly your entire career. He's going to have outstanding numbers by the end of it. No pressure, dude. Just go be Aaron Nola. We committed to you. You're committed to us. Apparently there was more money elsewhere available for him. He doesn't want to be a Brave. He doesn't want to put on any other uniform. He went through the grind of gross baseball with Odubel Herrera, Cesar Hernandez, Maikel Franco, and the rest of some of that slop. Okay, now it's time to go win a damn championship. Now's not the time to walk away. You're getting a lot of damn money. All right, and I think it's the right move by Dave. It's the right move by John Middleton, and they're not done. Okay, they're just putting some of the pieces back together. You still need to improve this roster and this starting rotation, and Dave Dombrowski knows that. They're still on the prowl for Yamamoto, but everybody is, all right? This gives you a nice, good 1-2 punch in Wheeler Nola. Wheeler's going to get extended. They're making smart baseball moves. Sign me the hell up for this first step of the offseason, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yes! Yes! I love it. I also love my bookie. So skip the arguments with Uncle Dave on Thanksgiving and focus on what really matters. Good food, boosted odds, and hitting those Turkey Day parlays. Picture this, not just watching games, but turning every second into a potential winner. With my bookie, you can stream the games live and bet them and turn any game day into a payday. Ready to up your game? Sign up today and make your first deposit with promo code BROADS for a sweet deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code BROADS to claim your bonus. This isn't just a promo code. It's your secret weapon to get the extra edge on the house. The biggest part is you don't even need to be a sports whiz to win at MyBookie, because you can also cash in on everything from politics to your favorite TV shows and then some. So bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie. Make sure you check out their information down below in the description. This is going rate of today's free agent signings when looking at starting pitching. Garrett Cole signed with the Yankees when he was 29 years old. It was a 9-year, $324 million bag worth 36 AAV. Now, Garrett Cole is in a tier above Aaron Nola in my eyes, but look, the Cy Young thing doesn't change anything. Well, they could have got Blake Snell. Aaron Nola pisses me off. He's so up and down. He's so inconsistent. Aaron Nola grabs the damn ball and dominates in the playoffs. It's as simple as that. Not that some of the other options couldn't, but you got a reliable guy who's comfortable here. The locker room, the clubhouse, they all form a relationship over the X amount of seasons. Nola's been a part of that. The 1-2 punch is great, and Nola can keep up with the rest of the guys out there. But my point is with the Cy Young, because I heard some of this in my mentions when I expressed how much I love this move. Okay, it was, wow, Blake Snell's a Cy Young winner. I take Zach Wheeler over Blake Snell in a 1-game playoff, in a Game 7 playoff. I take Zach Wheeler right now over a lot of guys that have won a Cy Young. The Cy Young's not the end-all, be-all. I think getting Aaron Nola is just as sexy and just as crispy as anything else you could have brought it. Sonny Gray. I mean, people just act on names. I like Sonny Gray. He's fine. He's a decent starting pitcher, and he had an excellent year, but he had bad year in big city New York. Okay, the Yankees. That sentence structure sucked. I don't know where I was going there. I wanted to add an S, seasons, Yankees, I don't know, whatever. He had bad season, a bad season with the Yankees. It's too much for him. It's not too much for Aaron Nola to pitch in Philadelphia. That's what you should get out of whatever hell this dumbass show is. I am pumped up, and I love it. Now, my agenda is I want to win the division. I don't want to play a wild card series. I want to take a step back and watch other teams beat each other up. The whole nonsense of, well, the teams that wait, they're actually at a disadvantage. See this? Shove it. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. The teams that were sitting back relaxing just sucked when it was time to play. The Houston Astros beat the Philadelphia Phillies in the World Series. Go look at their path to do it. Just because the Braves can't compete with us when it turns to fall, they tried everything. Oh, we'll do simulated games and we'll try and stay active. That's an Atlanta Braves problem. And I am so happy I don't have to see Aaron Nola in that uniform in Truist Park. I want to win the division. That's the end goal for me, and that's sort of what I've been stressing. But I'm also willing to acknowledge that there's winning pedigree now around the Phillies. I'm going to enter next season saying I have the goal in mind of winning the NL East, beating the Braves, taking down the throne in the regular season. I do value that. But I value more Aaron Nola's greatness in October. So the reason I bring that up, while you know where my mind is at and what I'm targeting, I'm willing to give a little with Nola this year because there's enough of a sample size for me to believe that when we need him, good luck. These teams fear the 1-2 punch of Wheeler and Nola. I would love to add somebody and slot them in between Ranger and Nola. Right, and now Sonny Gray becomes the next hot item, and all these teams are going to be trying to snag him and Blake Snell and put a big contract together, whatever. If you could get a Montgomery or something like that, I think that would be awesome. Dave Dombrowski knows it, though. He knew last year when assessing the team, when it was all over, that we still need to improve. He's not now feeling great and done because he brought back Nola. He had to do more than what they had last year. This was step one, putting certain puzzle pieces together. Okay, now that one is back intact, where do we go now? There's still more to be done, and Dave knows that. So this whole narrative that, well, it's not enough, and Aaron Nola, I don't get it. I don't get it. There was once a time I was on that page, but after you watch him take the ball, shouldn't that express his greatness? Shouldn't that tell you everything you need to know? There was once a time we didn't know if he could pitch in August. We didn't know if he could pitch to get into the playoffs. Once they got in and once he got through it, he's been nothing but one of the most unbelievable starters in the postseason over the last 2 years. Him and Zach Wheeler together, I don't know if there's many other teams that would want anything else than what the Phillies have had from a starting pitching sense. Sure, there's a few, okay? I'm sure Justin Verlander with the Houston Astros, although once he got to the World Series, he was having a difficult time putting away teams. But, I mean, come on. I know it's been a long journey with him. But what we need to do is remove the bad times and the bad Phillies baseball during the Matt Klentak stuff and stop applying that to the 2024 Aaron Nola, because this is almost a separate part of his career. It's part 2. We saw the part 1, and it was disappointing. And I don't think he's going to wear down. See, the good thing about Nola and his 92, 93 miles per hour, which, trust me, I've been on the other side of this for a long period of time, that he doesn't have the wow stuff and I'll blow it right by you stuff, which gets him into trouble once in a while. But in regards to how long he'll throw the baseball on this 7-year contract, it's not 99, 100, 101, 102, and then your entire body falls apart and collapses because it can only hang for another 2 or 3 seasons. Also, nowadays with technology, with training, I think you can see that some can last longer than maybe it once was. I don't think it's outrageous to see some starters still do their thing late into their 30s. But with Aaron Nola, 92, 93, I don't think it's going to be as aggravating and as draining on his body because he doesn't throw as hard as some of the triple-digit guys. So anyway, going to some other contracts. DeGrom at age 35, 5 years, $185 million. That's 37 AAV. Robbie Ray at age 30 got 5 years, 115, which is 23 AAV. Carlos signed with the Yankees last season at age 30 for 6 years, 162 million. He dealt with some things that kept him from being great, but I bet you at some point he does turn into a nice weapon for the Yankees. My point is, if you're signing any free agent, if you were to go get Sonny Gray and paid him 7 years, the length of it, the money, I really don't care. It's not a salary cap sport. Now is the time. If you're not willing to go all in and pay guys a lot of cash right now, when Bryce Harper's in his prime, when Schwarber's doing his thing, when Castellanos had a good season last year, except for the NLCS, but other than that, the dude was lights out. Now's the time to go all in. I'll worry about the future of this. If you're sitting here now, after going to the NLCS and then going to the World Series, and you go, yeah, but in 5 years, see this? Shove it again. That's twice now it's been shoved. In what world are you not going to appreciate the right now? Every team is going to have to go through some sort of retweaking. The Houston Astros are in the ALCS every season. You think 7 years ago, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, they're envisioning down the road what it might look like when they don't win the division? Absolutely not. You got to live in the now. And the difference is we actually have Dave Dombrowski, who knows what the hell he's doing with our system. Guys will be up here. You will flirt in a Bryson Stott and Alec Boehm. It's not just big contracts. It's not just a lot of money. It's not just veterans around the league. You have others that are producing. as years go by and as we progress, you'll see some of that incorporated while you have some of this money on the books, and it helps out with some of the finances, even though if John Middleton's willing to spend, then damn it, he's willing to spend. But Mick Abel and Andrew Painter, once he gets done with the rehab and getting back to where he needs to be, Miller, the kid they took in the most recent draft. So I'm not going to worry right now about that. That's foolish, because we are in a predicament now. Not in a predicament, that's the wrong word. We're in the position now to go win a title. When you are rebuilding, what do you think about? Man, in 5 years, it's going to be great. In 4 years, it's going to be nasty. When these prospects get caught on it, it'll be magnificent. That's all you think about during a process. Then when the process starts taking its strides and now you're in a position to win, you start thinking 5 years down the road about the process? That's so stupid. Let's go win. Aaron Nola being here, as durable as he is, it is stupid to think that they should have let him walk to go after anybody else. He's comfortable here. Everybody in this organization is comfortable with him being an excellent leader. Let's take a listen to what Dave Dombrowski had to say about the great Aaron Nola, okay? These were the comments made by him. Hold on. I have it here. I do. Here it is. At the outset of this offseason, we made signing Aaron our top priority. We are committed to winning and having an individual like him in our uniform for years to come, and it only helps us in that regard. Aaron has proven to be one of the best and most durable pitchers in our game for a number of years now, and when considering his leadership abilities and his character, it was very important for us to keep him a part of the Phillies family. They don't mess around. When they want somebody, when they target somebody, they go get him. This happened instantly. We're not walking around tiptoeing and playing the long game, and they might have been on different sides of things at the beginning of last season, but then Aaron Nola proved himself again that it wasn't just a one-off. It wasn't just a one-time thing. This is what he's capable of every single year in the playoffs. And quite frankly, I don't think he's going to be as miserable as he was during the regular season. I really don't. I think there was a lot on his mind with the contract and the newly added pitch clock, but when you go through an entire season with it, there's more knowledge on how this is going to go and what works best for him, and now he can kind of reset and strategize on being comfortable. I'm here now. This is what the league is like. These are the new rule changes. Give me the ball and let's go target another NLCS run. Let's get back to the World Series. I'm pissed off by losing to a disgraceful Arizona Diamondbacks team. I didn't use all my years in this franchise to walk away when we finally got to where I wanted to be. Let's bring it home, baby. Let's be part of this. And I read his Players Tribune thing. Awesome seeing his perspective, being from Louisiana and then walking into a city like Philadelphia and realizing in the beginning, wow, this city is big. And then he goes to other cities. He'll see New York. He'll come home. He'll see Citizens Bank Park and realize as he was taking a deep breath after a road trip, like, I'm home. And now he feels like this is home for him, and it should be home for him because all he knows is taking the ball as an opening day starter and being Mr. Clutch in a lot of playoff series for you. I'm thrilled, and I'm excited to see what follows this because they're not done. They're just as hungry now as they were before signing Aaron Nola. And I love the communication between both parties. They were once far away from this. Let's sit down and let's not play around. Right? We've seen this happen a bunch of times where a team is talking to someone who's been in their franchise forever, and then it gets milked out, and it's 1 month in, and you're hearing rumors and winter meetings, and I know that not a lot of people put a ton of stock in it when they saw Bob Nightingale was the source. It happened rather quickly, did it not? 25 minutes, 20 minutes after the first wave of reports started happening, the news basically broke that he's back, pending a physical. That's how quickly everything sort of got laid out there. Beautiful, beautiful. beautiful. I'm stoked. I love it. I love this move just as much as I love HelloFresh. What is HelloFresh? It's farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. And that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. There's over 40 recipes to choose from every week, so there's always something delicious to discover with HelloFresh. They drop off the food right at your front door along with pictured step-by-step recipe cards. It doesn't get much easier than that. HelloFresh is 25% less expensive than takeout, so that means you get easy home-cooked meals on the table and even more money back in your pocket. Go to HelloFresh.com/50broads and use code 50broads for 50% off plus free shipping. That's code 50broads for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. All right, let's go to the phones and hear from all of you crazy fans out there on your thoughts about Aaron Nola putting on the red pinstripes for the rest of his career, 7 years. I got no problem with it. I'm okay with doing this, even compared to going after Burns, making trades with any other team. This was best case scenario, sign him. I think my buddy Shelfie, if you're big into the MLB The Show community, Shelfie tweeted this out, and I want to steal it from him. It's not always greener on the other side. The grass is not always greener. You will feel the pain of losing Aaron Nola if he wasn't here. It doesn't mean he's perfect. It doesn't mean he doesn't come with some annoying, stressful games where the ball is getting crushed and there's 2 home runs and, you know, he's getting annihilated, but he's also striking a ton of people out. His innings pitched, it affects the bullpen. You don't realize Nola goes 205 innings pitched, 193 innings pitched with 437 strikeouts, 660 strikeouts over his last 3 seasons. Well, I mean, it's 137 innings more than Sonny Gray over the last 2 years. We saw the bullpen hit a wall with Craig Kimbrell at the end of the NLCS. What do you think happens if you were to use your bullpen super heavy over the regular season more? They might burn out by the NLDS. They might burn out by a wild card series if you're not a division winner and you have to deal with that. Those are extremely valuable innings and over a 7-year sample size. Not that I expect him at age 37 to be pumping out 200 innings, but the guy's a workhorse and you don't realize what you had until it's gone. Him being back is a massive W for the Phils. The contract is good. The money side of it, good. 0 complaints. Let's go. Sign on the dotted line. Let's go. Let's go. What's next? That's the mission from Dave in Middleton. Okay, let's start things off with Aiden in Newcastle, Delaware.
I'm pumped that we got Nola back. I'm not going to lie. Throughout the regular season, I didn't want him back. But then he proved me wrong in the playoffs. I mean, he had a dominant playoff run. I think that playoff run means more than anything in the regular season. So what, like $23, $24 million a year? That's not bad at all. I think he essentially just took Reese's money. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Dave does throughout the rest of the off season, but it's a great start. Go Phils.
He's probably on the phone right now as we speak. And there's no issue with at one point this season maybe not believing in him and wondering if the pitch clock was too much and if his time ran out and it just ran its course. That happens a lot. Bill Belichick is viewed as one of the best coaches that football has ever seen. His relationship with the New England Patriots was not going to last forever. Sometimes there is a fresh new voice that needs to happen, a fresh new body. Tom Brady played in a different city. Now, you can make the argument that that's stupid that it ended up ending the way it did for New England and Tom Brady. But my point is, no matter how great someone is, the best of all time at one point wore a different uniform. If that's the case, then Aaron Nola could, and sometimes it just runs through whatever it was supposed to be, and then a new city picks that person up, and then that person is theirs. It just happens. When the playoffs happen, though, he changed the narrative. Excellent. Once again. Adversity. Isn't that the biggest knock of Aaron Nola over the last handful of years? Is whenever something wrong happens, the game slips away. Whenever there's a base runner, whenever there's a single, whenever there's 2 outs, 2 strikes, adversity hits, someone's on first base, there's a big bopper up at the plate. There's a 2-run jack, no doubt about it happening. Well, how do we not recognize that he had a bad handful of months in a row leading into the most important time of the year, and he shut it off completely? He said, forget what happened. I don't care what happened. It's time for me to go shine. Dude, we're talking Aaron Nola, the guy who normally folds. I give him a ton of respect for that. A ton.
Bro, it's what a great day today. You got Eagles coming up, and I'm just excited about the news today about Nola getting accepted, or Nola accepting that 7-year contract. Keeps him here until he's age 37. No opt-outs, no new trades. Man, this is awesome. I'm first of all, I'm happy for the guy. Second thing, I'm just happy for the city. You know, like, bravo, Dave Dombrowski. And yeah, I think you mentioned this earlier before, way earlier before, but you did a segment where we were like, cheers to you, and you had a glass of wine. I think you need to redo that one more time. Maybe a little bit more finer wine. I don't know what your pick is, but I think we need to do another one for Dave Dombrowski because the man is a fucking genius. He's going to even be more of a genius if we get Yamamoto, and I'm really, really hoping he pulls the strings for that and we get that guy here. Dude, I can't wait for Phillies baseball right now. I mean, that NLCS loss, it's out of my mouth, it's out of my brain. Let's go, Phils. Let's kick some ass and let's get going. Go, Phils!
It's never out of my brain. I hate to be so pessimistic, but it is never out of my brain. Yeah, I gave Tyrese Maxey the nice cheers with the wine glass after his 50-point night. I'll give one to Dave Dombrowski as well, though. I'd pop a bottle for Dave. Unfortunately, I don't just keep bottles of wine in my office. They're upstairs in the kitchen. I think there'd probably be an issue if I had a bunch of alcohol stored in here, right? And I know these teams drive us to drink and drive us to smoke and drive us to eat edibles and drive us to do things to get out of our clear mental state, because it's never normal mental state when I watch this team. I think you understand what I'm saying, even though that made no sense. Dave. There was a point I wanted to hit after one of the things you mentioned, though, with that call with Dave. You mentioned Nola. Oh, Yamamoto. Everybody is in on Yamamoto. It's hard for me to say after this signing, like, oh, you got to go get him. And I don't know what he's going to be. I think it's easy to say, well, everyone says he's a star. Go pick him up right now. And it's foolish if you don't. I want to. Trust me, I want to. And it seems like the Phillies, according to some reports, are still absolutely active and absolutely engaged. The one report that's starting to get a little thrown around that the Phillies aren't interested in is Hader out of the bullpen. And, we'll see. They definitely still want to do their closer by committee thing. I think Dave Dombrowski made that clear at his end of the year press conference. There's something that I wonder with Yamamoto, and this is just speculation, and we're just throwing things out the wall. I have no idea. But clearly there's a lot of buzz around his name. There's a lot of talk on who he is, and he's got a lot of baseball minds describing him as possibly one of the best to ever do it. The guy hasn't even stepped on the MLB field yet, right? Does someone like that want to be a third pitcher? Does someone like that want to be behind Wheeler and Nola? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I'm purely speaking off of, if you're thinking of a college athlete that's a high school athlete going to commit to Duke or UNC or one of these schools, I don't know. And if they're told, hey, you'll be the third guy, right? We already have someone who's better than you, and we have someone who's probably better than you as a two guard. You might be more of our third option in the offense. Well, you could go to UNC and be the number one option. You could be the UNC and be the number two option. And if you think of yourself highly and think of yourself as a star, do you want to play for the Phillies and be the three? Just something I'm asking. Maybe they're like, yeah, of course, I want to win a championship. And there is a lot of talk about how much people want to play for this town right now, want to play for the city of Philadelphia, want to be a Philadelphia Philly and play in that environment, because guys like A.J. Brown, who play a different sport, they're sitting there during the playoff run realizing that there's nothing cooler than being able to be in the batter's box with those fans screaming your name and showing your support. And speaking of being in the batter's box, somebody tweeted at me and said they still have to fix the batting order, and figure out what they're going to do at leadoff. We're doing this again, huh? I'll tell you who's leadoff, right? Kyle Schwarber. You ever hear of him? I'll show you who my leadoff hitter is. His name's Kyle Schwarber.
Bros, the Phillies got it done. They did what they needed to do. Aaron Nola is a Philly for the next 7 years, $24 million a year, and I love it. He almost took a little bit of a discount to stay, which really surprised me because I thought for sure that he was gone. I thought he would really chase the bag, but I'm really happy with Nola. I'm really happy with Dombrowski. I'm really happy with the organization for working things out. They got the biggest question answered, and I'm happy about it.
Me too. More to come. More to come, no doubt. Yeah, the other teams had some offers apparently that were bigger, more money. There's two ways to look at it. Either the market wasn't 200 plus million and it wasn't as big as maybe they would have anticipated prior to hitting the market, or he truly loved the Phillies, or a combination of both. Because when they turn down other contracts, that other contract could be what he signed for, 172. The other contract could have been 178, 176, 174. Now, maybe not as many years. So if it's 6 years, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at it, 5 years, 6 years. I was surprised they went 7, but they go 7 to draw out the luxury tax, and they've done that with a lot of their contracts. I don't care how they do it. Be a willing franchise, a willing team, a willing ownership group, a willing president of baseball ops to go get the talent you need to compete for a championship. I'll be very consistent on this message with the team. They had what it took to win the championship last year. I thought they were the best team in baseball last year before they fell flat on their face. They're not far away. I don't look at that, oh, they need so much more. There's things to tweak. I don't think they need so much more. There's things that I would like that would put them in a more comfortable position, but I thought they were the best team after beating the Braves last season. That's how close they were to winning it, and that's why it disappoints me, because they truly let a championship slip right out of their fingers. They're not that far away. All right, now with that said, Flyers, Sixers, they're both playing hot. The Eagles, well, they're our baby. And what if I told you I can get you some money off for your tickets? TickPick, the link is down below with my promo code activated. If you spend $99 or more, you will get $10 off of your purchase. Click the link down below, and they have the best prices guaranteed. Their ticket prices will beat any of the major competing marketplaces, and they're so confident about it, they guarantee it. If you found the same seats elsewhere at a better price than TickPick, you get 110% of the price difference in form of TickPick credit. They also have upfront pricing, meaning no more doing the math in your head to prepare for how much extra you plan on spending on top of the listed price on other sites, because the price you see on TickPick is the price you'll pay at checkout, period, end of story. Do not worry about it. There's only one place to go. Don't worry about it. Don't be thinking, oh, what do I have to do? I'll tell you. You go to TickPick and you get yourself to a game today. I love you guys all so much. I'm happy as hell, and I'm so enamored with where they're at. I can't wait to see the following moves. You guys are the greatest, and we'll be talking very soon.